Our next conic section we are going to learn a little more about after our parabolas are circles. And here's the good news. Circles are the easiest conic section to deal with. The circles, they have a general form just like parabolas and our other conic sections that we'll learn about along the way. The general form for circles is x minus h squared plus y minus k squared equals r squared, where h and k tell you the center of the circle and r is the radius. Okay, so that's our general information about circles. From there, like I said, they're probably the easiest conic section to deal with and to graph and to do everything else with. So example 1, we'll dive right in here. Let's graph, for example 1a, let's graph the equation x minus 4 squared plus y plus 2 squared equals 49. First thing that we have to figure out when we are going to graph our circle, we need to know our center and we need to know the radius. So let's figure those out. Okay, our number over here is r squared, and r tells us the radius. So if we take the square root of this number, that's going to tell us our radius, and the square root of 49 is 7. So that means the circle in this equation has a radius of 7. The center is determined by these two numbers. And if you think of transformations, it works kind of in the same way, where x minus h, like whatever this number is, if it's minus, we move to the right. Okay, so kind of the same idea here. Our center is positive 4. The y is a little weird because it still kind of goes the same way. If it's a minus here, then our y value is positive. If it's plus, that means our y value is negative. So we would have to subtract negative 2 to get the plus 2 here, which means our center is at 4, negative 2. Okay, so we know this information about our circle. To graph it, okay, and to graph, since my my graph only goes up to 6, I'm gonna make each value go up by 2 here. So this is 12 up to 12, negative 12 and 12. So to graph it, we start off by plotting the center of our circle. The center is 4, negative 2. 4, negative 2 would be here if I'm going up by 2's. The radius of my circle is 7. So keep in mind that I'm going up by 2's here. 2, 4, 6, 7. From your center, go 7 out in each direction. 2, 4, 6, 7. 2, 4, 6, 7. 2, 4, 6, 7. And then we connect our dots to get our circle. The best that you can to make your graph kind of look like a circle. I'm sure mine is not going to be perfect along the way. And that's okay. The big thing is that we can see where your center is, and that we can see like on these endpoints here that we're going out, whatever that radius length is. Okay, I'm going to do the B example here too in the same video. So if you got this one down, you're okay. You can skip to example 2. If you want to see another example of a graph, stay tuned. Okay, so my B example we'll graph again the equation x plus 3 squared plus y minus 4 squared equals 4. Okay, first thing to graph, we got to figure out where our center is and what the radius is. So I usually like to start off with the radius just because there's a little less thinking involved there. Totally up to you. The 4 tells us what r squared is though. So the square root of 4 is 2. The radius for our circle is 2. These two numbers tell us the center of our circle. Since it's plus 3 though, that means the x coordinate for our center is negative 3 and then positive 4. And then to graph, since this one has a radius of 2, this one will be pretty easy to graph. Just like our last example, we start off plotting our center. Center is at negative 3, 4, and then our radius is 2. So from our center, we go out 2 in each direction. And then do your best to make this kind of look like a